Now the light at the lighthouse made them stop. The light at the lighthouse turned them to ice. So they weren't able to molest Harry to death. And the light at the lighthouse melted down. Now we're in swim mode. Come on, Dodo, you can do it. And essentially now you are the Dodo in the story, in the poem that we saw in the high school. And as he's going through the water, you can look down and you can see these frozen images beneath the water. To the theme park. Down here we have him and Dahlia on the bed. And who's Lord and Master of pulling Harry out of the water? That would be Sybil.
You're not stopping me!
I'm not here to stop you. I didn't have to fish you out of the water, did I?
Stop talking! You can't talk me out of this!
I'm not here to stop you. I pulled your file at the station. I told you that, right? If you're telling the truth, this doesn't make sense. But I think you are telling the truth. I believe you think you're Harry Mason. Hell, I believe you are Harry Mason. But Harry Mason was killed in a car crash 18 years ago.
When was your car crash, Sybil?
I guess they're waiting in there.
That's the lighthouse?
Nothing's quite what you expect, is it? I'm gonna stick with my gut.
Car accidents are a running theme early on in the game, and the echo interference talks about mentioned scars and wounds upon time and space and reality due to traumatic events. All part, you know, of the textual and subtextual content of the game is whether or not you can decide if the people Harry encounters are alive or dead. Lisa was in a bad car accident, which was how she got her head injury. If you go back and you take note of the billboard that included the hot rod racers, and there's M. Kaufman, Michael Kaufman, MD. The hot rod racers with the blood on the sign, and then the defective toy recall. And you look at the billboard and you see a woman who resembles Michelle very strongly covered in blood on the car. You begin to wonder, are all the people he encounters dead? And they're just memories, they're echo interference, they're a wound on time and space, and that's the only reason why he was even able to encounter them in the first place is because they're already dead. and they're not real themselves. They're just like wounds, echoes of the people they once were. Even Sybil driving a car in bad weather.
And
now we've had the perspective shift
I'm
once
spelling
again.
it out, but you're not listening. Your troubled school days? How you're conflicted about marriage? Your denial of death? The unfounded guilt? Abnormal sexuality? 18 years of denial.
18.
A whole universe of fantasy in that thick skull of yours. A skull teeming with agents of repression. Blind children clutching photos in the dark. Pale
And this whole
freaks,
rant,
goggle-eyed
I feel
from
like this
watching
is
home
climax,
movies on
like
loop.
screaming at every fan of the first two Silent Hills, the first three Silent Hills, saying, you know, you created this whole universe based off of like 3 games, and
Her parents don't get along.
they're just angry with the fans. That's
all
how like
children
I
do.
interpreted this.
Then Daddy dies. What's a girl to do? Deny that
Because
Daddy
there's a
died.
fandom,
Deny who Daddy was.
There was a pretty large
What
Silent Hill
7-year-old
fandom at
actually
one point in
knows
time.
who
I don't
their
think it's
parents
as big
are
now
anyway?
as it
So
was.
she obsesses
But
and obsesses over this fantasy dad propping up her make-believe with scraps.
See?
Scraps of a happy
like
life
saying
that
you
never
took
was.
scraps from a video
of a father
game
who never existed.
and you built it up into
Wake up!
this, like, you know, mythology, this cult thing, and like no one can ever touch that, and you don't want
Your dad wasn't
any
a
more
hero.
games. I don't know.
Wasn't
I don't know if I
another
agree with that. I don't
shining
know.
He was a
It just
human
amuses
being.
me.
You never knew him.
And
you
there
never
he is,
will.
Harry.
The dad walking around in your head isn't even a ghost. He never existed.
And you got this side by side, him
A
next to Kaufman,
Frankenstein's monster, a
and
child's
the first
fantasy.
person perspective.
But you're alive. Your mother is alive. She's not the monster you make her out to be. You need to live your life. Cheryl.
And the big reveal. And basically,
did you have to
Cheryl
die?
invented her father, this
It wasn't
fake
my
Harry,
fault.
to explain her way, her confused
Someone has to
pain,
take
her
the blame.
homicidal and psychological mindset.
Forget me.
If Harry is a projection, he's not really there, but it could be argued on various levels that there is some paranormal quality to him, that perhaps his ghost was walking through this game. It also could be argued that Dr. K doesn't exist either, because he's only seen through an objective camera. He's never seen with the subjective camera. And he only communicates with one other person, that's his secretary, and that's done via intercom, the same way that Harry only communicates with people via cell phone. And this is, of course, the old videotape.
I love my daddy.
And then we break into something different. This is the ending.
Action. Come on then, girls. Introduce
And
yourselves.
this is the sex addict ending.
I'm Michelle, and I'm Midwich High's prom queen.
And our next star.
I'm Lisa. I'm a nurse.
And I'm Harry Mason, famous author and seducer of prom queens and nurses.
Can we be in your next book?
Sure.
Can you dedicate it to us?
Nope. Dedications
And
are always
I like
to
this.
my
I like
wife and
this
daughter.
kind of open ending
It's only
that
fair.
makes you question whether or not the Silent Hills were novels written by Harry.